The memories of that night still haunt me, lurking like specters in the dark corners of my mind. It was a quaint little town named Havenbrook, tucked away from the prying eyes of the world. Once every decade, a mysterious carnival would emerge from the depths of obscurity, enticing the curious and the daring with promises of marvels and enchantment. However, little did we know that this sinister carnival was anything but a mere spectacle. I was 17 at the time, an age where innocence collides with curiosity. My name is Alex, and my closest friends were Jason, Sarah, and Emma. We had spent our entire lives in Havenbrook, a picturesque town with its lush greenery and welcoming atmosphere. But beneath the idyllic facade, rumors circulated about the carnival. Whispers spoke of its dark secrets and the inexplicable disappearances of those who ventured through its gates. The anticipation had reached its zenith as the 10th year approached, and the carnival's arrival was imminent. Despite the warnings, the allure was too strong for us to resist. A desire for adventure and the thrill of the unknown drew us like moths to the flame. On the eve of the carnival's arrival, excitement crackled in the air. The townsfolk gathered around bonfires, sharing tales of eerie occurrences and the enigmatic carnival that had been etched into Havenbrook's history. Some spoke of a malevolent ringmaster who wore a tattered top hat, his face obscured by shadows. Others mentioned a haunted carousel that spun backward, invoking hallucinations and night terrors in those who dared to ride it. But as the clock struck midnight, the carnival appeared, seemingly from thin air. Its looming tents and twisted spires materialized in the outskirts of town, and an eerie glow enveloped the area, casting an otherworldly aura over the entire spectacle. Unable to resist the enchantment that filled the night, we made our way to the carnival grounds. Sarah clung to Jason's arm, her nervous laughter betraying her unease. Emma tried to hide her apprehension behind a mask of bravado, and I swallowed hard, trying to quell the unease gnawing at my gut. The moment we passed through the gates, the world around us transformed. The air thickened with an oppressive presence, and the carnival seemed to extend infinitely into the distance, much larger on the inside than it appeared from the outside. The attractions were peculiar, to say the least. Each tent held a mesmerizing spectacle that blurred the line between reality and illusion. A mirror maze that twisted and shifted, a hall of mirrors that showed distorted reflections of our deepest fears, and a fortune teller who seemed to know more about our futures than we were willing to believe. As the night wore on, the enchantment turned sinister. The carnival had us in its grasp, and escape seemed impossible. Every attempt to leave led us back to the very heart of the sinister ground. The ringmaster, as rumored, finally revealed himself, dressed in a faded crimson coat and adorned with an array of trinkets. His face remained hidden beneath his hat's shadow. His voice, however, was unmistakable, wooden and seductive, yet carrying an undercurrent of malice. "Welcome, brave souls, to the Sinister Carnival," he intoned, a malevolent grin spreading across his face. "Here, you will confront your deepest fears. But beware, for once the carnival has you in its grasp, there is no escape." Despite our fear, we pressed on, each of us entering an attraction that catered to our individual nightmares. Sarah found herself trapped in a room full of claustrophobic darkness. Jason confronted an endless maze of mirrors reflecting his insecurities. Emma faced an eerily lifelike doll that mirrored her every move, and I stumbled into a twisted funhouse of horrors from my childhood nightmares. As we journeyed through our personal hells, it became apparent that the carnival fed on our fears, growing stronger with each tremor and scream. It reveled in our torment, the malevolent force behind it all basking in our terror. As the night wore on, our group was torn apart, each of us lost in our own nightmares. It wasn't until the first rays of dawn began to peek over the horizon that we found ourselves reunited. We were weary, scarred, but determined to escape the clutches of the sinister carnival. With the morning light, the carnival's eerie glow faded, and we finally found our way to the gates. But there, blocking our path, stood the ringmaster, his smile now a sinister grin that sent shivers down our spines. "Leaving so soon. But the night is young and the carnival longs for more entertainment," he sneered. Summoning what little courage we had left, we confronted him, demanding our freedom. In response, the ringmaster revealed the dark truth of the carnival's existence. "We feed on fear, young souls," he hissed. "Your terror nourishes us, and in return, we grant your desires. But there is always a price to pay. Your memories, your innocence, your very souls become ours." He motioned to the multitude of lost souls trapped in the carnival's grasp, their eyes hollow and their spirits broken. "Once you step foot into this realm, there is no escape. You belong to the Sinister Carnival, and you shall remain here forever, trapped in a never-ending cycle of fear and torment. But we weren't ready to succumb to despair. Together, we drew strength from one another, our friendship becoming a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. As the ringmaster prepared to make us permanent captives, we unleashed a torrent of courage, facing our fears head-on. We laughed in the face of the horrors that had tormented us and embraced the strength that came from conquering them. In that moment, the Sinister Carnival began to crumble. The ground shook and the tents folded in on themselves. The malevolent force that had held us captive for so long was weakening, unable to withstand the power of friendship and resilience. With one last defiant look at the defeated ringmaster, we ran toward the exit. The carnival's facade collapsed behind us, and the world outside reverted to the quaint town of Havenbrook. The sun bathed the streets in a warm glow, and the echoes of terror that had haunted us were replaced by the sounds of everyday life. Though the Sinister Carnival had vanished, its scars remained etched in our souls. We had faced our worst fears, surviving a night that could have swallowed us whole, but we were forever changed. Our innocence shattered and replaced with a newfound understanding of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of our seemingly ordinary lives. As we left the town of Havenbrook behind, vowing to never speak of the Sinister Carnival again, we knew that its malevolent force still lingered in the world, waiting for its next unsuspecting victims. And although we had escaped its clutches, the shadows of that night would haunt us forever, a constant reminder that evil could take the most beguiling forms, lurking in the most enchanting of places.